And welcome back to my blog, The Last of Epictetus, at least for my blog. And it's about freedom, part 3. You then, a man, may say, are you free? I wish, by the gods, and pray to be free, but I am not yet able to face my masters. I still value my poor body. I value greatly the preservation of it entire, though I do not possess it entire. But I can point out to you a free man, that you may no longer seek an example. Diogenes was free. How was he free? Not because he was born of free parents, but because he was himself free. Because he had cast off all the handles of slavery. And it was not possible for any man to approach him, nor had any man the means of laying hold of him to enslave him. He had everything easily loosed, everything only hanging to him. If you laid hold of his property, he would have rather let it go and be yours than he would have followed you for it. If you had laid hold of his leg, he would have let go his leg. If all of his body, all his poor body. His intimates, friends, country, just the same. For he knew from whence he had them, and from whom, and on what conditions. His true parents indeed, the gods, and his real country he would never have deserted, nor would he have yielded to any man in obedience to them and to their orders, nor would any man have died for his country more readily. For he was not used to inquire when he should be considered to have done anything on behalf of the whole of things, the universe, or all the world, but he remembered that everything which is done comes from thence, and is done on behalf of that country, and is commanded by him who administers it. Therefore, see what Diogenes himself says and writes. For this reason, he says, Diogenes, it is in your power to speak both with the king of the Persians and with Archidamus, the king of the Lacedaemonians, as you please. Was it because he was born of free parents? I suppose all the Athenians and all the Lacedaemonians, because they were born of slaves, could not talk with them, these kings, as they wished, but feared and paid court to them. Why then does he say that it is in his own power? Because I do not consider the poor body to be my own, because I want nothing, because law is everything to me and nothing else is. These were the things which permitted him to be free. Think of these things, these opinions, these words. Look to these examples if you would be free, if you desire the thing according to its worth. And what is the wonder if you buy so great a thing at the price of things so many and so great? For the sake of this which is called liberty, some hang themselves, others throw themselves down precipices, and sometimes even whole cities have perished. And will you not, for the sake of the true and unassailable and secure liberty, give back to God when he demands them the things which he has given? Will you not, as Plato says, study not to die only, but also to endure torture, and exile, and scourging, and, in a word, to give up all which is not your own? If you will not, you will be a slave among slaves, even if you be 10,000 times a consul. And if you make your way up to the palace, you will no less be a slave, and you will feel that perhaps philosophers utter words which are contrary to common opinion, paradoxes. As Cleanthes also said, but not words contrary to reason. For you will know by experience that the words are true, and that there is no profit from the things which are valued and eagerly sought to those who have obtained them. And to those who have not yet obtained them, there is an imagination that when these things are come, all that is good will come with them. Then, when they are come, the feverish feeling is the same, the tossing to and fro is the same, the satiety, the desire of things which are not present. For freedom is acquired not by the full possession of the things which are desired, but by removing the desire. And that you may know that this is true, as you have labored for those things, so transfer your labor to these. Be vigilant for the purpose of acquiring an opinion which will make you free. Pay court to a philosopher instead of to a rich old man. be seen about a philosopher's doors. You will not disgrace yourself by being seen. You will not go away empty, nor without profit, if you go to the philosopher as you ought. And if not, if you do not succeed, try at least. The trial, attempt, is not disgraceful. Very interesting. Like I say, he thought about a lot of things and in a lot of unique ways. So, get rid of your desire and you will be free, is somewhat what he is saying. People can't control you then. All right, so make it a great free day. And bye for now.